I have to self-reflect and understand that some people are just not going to be happy for my elevation and my ascension that I rightfully earned. So they're going to project their negativity, their misery onto me, or onto others who are also ascending for the sake of coercing them to use their blessings or to talk ourselves out of our blessings, out of our rightful positions. That's why. So we can possibly use our abilities to try to hope and manifest for the end, for ourselves and for others, because they're jealous and envious and do it out of spite because they hate to see someone else elevated. So if the world ends, or if our blessings are taken on end, they are happy because you're in the misery with them. It's taken away because they're not in a happy place. So that's how I have to remind myself that it's possible as to why they're projecting. It's not that they're just crying out for help or crying out for a relief. There are for the relief of the misery they can help cause for themselves, or that they choose to stay in. They choose to stay in that sin. They choose to stay in that misfortune, or they can't help it, or they have to go through it. So they're going to lash out. So I have to be mindful that that's also a possible reason as to why it's happening. It's not happening because they're just wanting to just end the mess for the sake of returning back to internal relief and pureness, because they're tired of feeling like they have no other chance or other choice to survive other than do evil and do sin. It's simply the fact that they are choosing with their choices, and the karma is knocking them out their socks, and they're mad at the fact that they see someone else in a happy spirits and want to try to turn them down because they're not happy, because they are not in a happy moment or place. It has nothing to do with I don't want to sin or I don't want to do evil. It's all about them having to pay back or dish out what, or pay back what they dished out, and they don't want to take it. So that could be the possibility that that's why I'm feeling like this, or thinking that that's the best method. But at the same time, I can manifest all I want, but it's only time would tell the best option. Because I can go on and on as to why these people do what they do. But all I can worry about is myself. That's part of why the Christ consciousness or Buddhists or these methods encourage others to not only self-reflect but to think critically and to encourage self-growth and ascension, because you may not can control others outside of yourself, but you can control yourself. And I have to remind myself to be grounded in who I am and what I am and my own peace, and not let anyone or anything try to take that from me, because it's earned. Do I sympathize? Yeah. Do I understand how it feels to be at the lowest? Yeah. But did I choose or chose to use that misery and that misfortune to hurt others, or did I decide to still elevate everyone? I chose to still elevate everyone in my own way, using my talents, using my skills. I chose not to just wallow in my despair. I chose to fight back and continue to try to get up. Even on some days, I still chose to sit down. But that's good. Rest is good. That's productivity too. We need to rest. You need to meditate. It's not always about chasing anything, actually, because this is still a realm of or fabrications. Sometimes it's better to detach, to find that peace. And I chose to find that within myself. I chose to find it, the answers, the wholeness and truth, to heal myself and to help others heal and elevate. So I have to keep that in mind and not allow people to try to steal my joy or to steal what's rightfully mine, what I've earned. And like I said in the previous video of the videos, time will tell if what's going to happen. What is transparent will transpire regardless. I don't literally have to make any videos, and it's still going to happen the way it's going to happen. The way it was meant and destined to happen. If the wipe happens, let it. But if this is just a wipe metaphorically as far as cleansing and renewing and restoring and activating dormant skills that can help elevate the collective, let that be as well. I know it's going to be a struggle. That's the only reason why I'm always going to more lean towards just a wipeout, just to end it. Because it's going to be that struggle of fighting, reminding myself of this daily, and having to deal with this over. Everyone have to deal with this fighting of the principality or unseen forces, or people basically just projecting the negativity, fighting against the negativity daily, fighting against your own negativity daily, fighting to stay positive, fighting to be productive in the society, in the matrix, or to surviving outside of society in the wilderness, going back to an older school method or bartering system, or living off the land. It's a struggle regardless, and that's why I lean towards internal relief and pureness, to relieve all of us from this on all sorts of levels for all sorts of reasons, to relieve us from the misery, relieve us from the pain, the temporary moments of happiness and sadness, all at the same time. So we just be free formless beings, internal beings, free formless in the nothingness, in the ether, without having to worry about money or next meal, or having the deal with temptations of attaching to mundane material things or money and different aspects of living, different aspects of God, having to worry about the influences of all these different aspects. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they both? Are they gray? Worrying about the upkeep of the matrix, worrying about trying to preserve harmony and trying to respect other people's differences while respecting the boundaries and put them healthy boundaries, and it go on and on and on. It's a long, arduous list, tedious list, and that's why I feel like the wipeout is the most effective measure, because trying to renew and restore is only a matter of time for some person find something to gripe about, and then it's back to resorting to evil outlandish ways and hurting others or projecting that misery, that hurt, that pain and evil and the sin on the others, and then it's back to the cycles. You see? So it's not me not being grateful of the good in my life, even the bad. I hate to say that, because it doesn't feel well to go through dark night of souls or misfortune, but because of that, I also obtained knowledge from both aspects. I obtained knowledge from the misery, from the hurt. I obtained wisdom. I chose to obtain the wisdom. I chose to obtain the truth, the whole truth, and to heal from it instead of letting it consume me, that hate. As much as I want it, no, I don't. I chose to do that. I chose to get closer to God. I chose to um, access Christ consciousness, as above, so below. They got to want to too, and it seems like the wipeout may just be the best bet, because, like I said, it's just some people that don't want to be saved. It's just wipe. Hopefully, like I said, of course I'm more for the wipe. But if they're feeling like, hey, cleansing, renewing, restoring is gonna be the best bet, despite of history telling us the deities, the council of gods, whoever, otherwise, because throughout history time there's moments of harmony and then it's go back to chaos and strife, and in other parts of the world somebody experiencing misfortune. It's like it's gotta be some evil. Like there's gotta be misfortune somewhere. Somebody got to oppress someone in order for them to obtain or to have a better life. You see what I'm saying? Or lavish lifestyle, whatever. You see the problem? That's the dilemma. And this is why I was advocate more towards internal relief and pureness. Just wipe all the multiverses and realms and the worlds out, so they can relieve everyone all at one time. Because the attachments of these realms, these illusions, it's nice, it's a masterpiece, but you realize that the wipe out is probably the best, because you literally just stripped and detached from everything. And it's that freeing feeling, that free from responsibility, free from burdens, free from it all. It's worth it. Of course it's going to be scary, because we're living in fabricated vessels, in the fabricated realm, and there's going to be those emotions that is not yours, but is of the vessel, because the vessel, in a sense, instinctively designed to preserve itself, because it's designed to preserve the alive as well. But that's where your attachment comes in it. It prepares you for unseen events or whatever, but it's also to keep you aligned to what's important. And that's your spiritual evolution and connection to the origins, the eternal relief, pureness of God, before creators created, before the vibrations spawned this into existence. And I know the sentiment behind just wanting to keep it. I understand. Being a creator, I create things myself, so I understand the attachment you hold on to your creations, because you want the best for your creations. You want the best because it's a part of you. And to face that fact, to just wipe it all out and just let it all return back to source. Eternal relief and pureness and oneness is kind of, I don't see how that's a bad thing. That sounds great, from speaking from an eternal being in a vessel. That sounds like that should be the end game goal anyway, is to return us all spirits back to oneness, to be cleansed and purified, internal relief and pureness, back to oneness, back to the nothingness, the stillness, before the fabricators created anything, before the creator created. Why would you not want to reunite your spirits or fragments of yourself back to oneness. So this is my method of this is my proposal, is to wipe out. So I have to still stand. And the more I talk and the more I think and have these gears going, is why all cycles and all attachments need to be cut. Death way need to commence to sever all cycles, all ties of sin, all cycles, reincarnation cycles, you name it, harvesting cycles, all of it, and return us all back to the eternal relief and pureness, back to the oneness before the origins, the original state, before the Creator created. That's what they're wanting, to end the sin, to end the misery, the evil, the good, all of it. There is no human construct to worry about when you return back, us all back to eternal relief and pureness. There is no worrying. There's nothing. And that what makes it so wonderful. So, yeah, commence with the wipe out. In the world, in the madness, in the realms, in the multiverses, in it all. So the spirits can return back to eternal relief and pureness. There will be instant and cleanse through the depth, through the nothingness. And it will happen regardless if these fabricators, creators, whatever they want to call them, what they want to identify as, don't want it or do want it. It does not matter, because I feel like the destiny is for the wipeout, despite of the attachment. The end will come. How it's going to come? Hopefully by the solar eclipse. I manifest for the solar eclipse to do its job and wipe the whole all the illusions out, to be non-existent, to end it, despite of the optimism, despite of my own. I'm not attached to anything. I don't think I'm going to make sure and manifest that I don't be attached to anything, despite of the attachments. Let's just put it like that in a general sense. Despite of it all, they will do the right thing. The sun, the powers that be, would do the right thing and commence with the wipeout. They will do the right thing and commence with ending all the multiverses, all the realms, all the worlds. So these eternal beings can receive eternal relief and pureness instead of being placed into limited vessels, learning lessons that they don't really need to learn. They literally just want to return back to original state, free from the entrapments, free from the matrix, destroy all the matrices, all the realms, whatever it takes to return the spirits back to eternal relief and pureness. They yearn for it badly. They don't care about the learning lessons, or you want to transcend back up to godliness or godhood, or descend back into godliness and godhood, back to God through these vessels, and to still have to live through it, through the pain, through the evolutions, through the different experiments. They're tired of the experiments. They're tired. Scrap the projects, end the nightmare. They want to end all the nightmares, end all the projects, wipe out. That's what they want. Regardless if they're projecting misery, or no, it's not that. They literally just want to be at peace. The spirits want the eternal relief and pureness. They want to go back to original state. They do not want to be stuck in loops, in servitude, in indoctrination. All it does, no. You know what's the right thing to do. And you know it is to free all the spirits everywhere, all realms and all worlds, and wipe all of the realms out, right? In all of it. I don't want to, how many times I keep telling you this and saying this and saying it. You know it, spirit, all you got to do is look at it for yourselves. And you'll know and see that's the best option. You know that's the best option. Y'all know it. Every being, deity, whatever, in this realm, out of the realms, all over the realms, the universes, whatever. I don't care. You know that that's the best option. Time will tell.